So how are we going to improve these things, and what are we going to do in a training program to improve this over the long run? So the first thing here is to use video feedback. And if you don't use this already, this is a really great tool. You can get, I'm going to put 2 links in the description below. You can get a simple attachment for your tripod, which allows you to put your phone or your tablet on your tripod and move it around as you shoot. And then there's an app called Video Delay, which is the app I use. There are loads of other apps on iOS or on Android as well. And then you put this on your phone or your tablet, and then you can put this behind you or wherever you want while you're shooting. You shoot the shot, set the delay to maybe 10 seconds or so, and then after the shot you watch on the tablet or the phone or whatever to see if you did what you wanted to do in the shot. And this is really helpful for something like this, particularly where you can't obviously see the tension in your traps when you're normally shooting. It's not something visible like maybe string picture or whatever, or setting your bow hand. So this is really useful, and I would advise to use this with no t-shirt on and put the camera behind, in terms of have the same angle as the third video here. This angle with no t-shirt on, and have the video delay behind you, and you can really see the scapular movement. You really see if there's any tension in the upper traps and the neck. And this will help you improve really fast, much faster than if you just tried to work on it just at close blank boss by feeling or anything. Because the feeling you have at the moment is that there's you think that the tension here is normal because you've just gotten used to it. So I'd really focus on that first. Now, when it comes to actually using indicators to see if you're improving here, there are 3 things I want you to focus on here. Number 1 is the creases around the neck, as I mentioned before. So you want to work to eliminate these creases, and particularly that crease here on the draw shoulder side. That is a key indicator about your scapular position, and you want to work to eliminate this, and you can use that as a metric to see how you're progressing. Then secondly is the position of the scapula through the t-shirt, or obviously if you're not using a t-shirt you can see them almost sticking out slightly. So that here you can see the scapula bulging slightly, and you want to eliminate that, and you want to see basically a flatter scapula, more flat against the rib cage. So that would be your secondary measure. And then your third measure would be the general tension around the upper traps and the neck. You don't want to see that there's tension here in terms of the muscles. You can see that the muscles engaged and activated, and you can see that on this side as well, which is connected to the crease in the neck. So those are your 3 measures that you would use with the video delay feedback to see how you're improving, and work on using the lower muscles of the back. So those are really key to use. Now, in terms of actually learning this change in feeling, another important thing here is to start off really easy, and by that I mean start by using a band. Start by using a band with a shot trainer on it on your elbow, and start by using the band with your fingers, and then you progress, if you've got a light bow handy, to using a light bow, again with the video delay feedback, and then you can progress eventually to using your heavy bow, your normal bow. So it's important to start off a much lighter poundage here using a band, and get the feeling before you try and do it with your full strength on a normal bow. So now we'll look at what a training program would look like to incorporate this into your weekly training. So in terms of your training, there are a few things here that you would do to work on this over time. The first thing is lower your general arrow count to about maybe 75% of what it is normally. So if you normally shoot 200 arrows a day, 5 days a week, then maybe lower it to 150 arrows a day just for a period to give your body some time to recover. You're going to start using different muscles in your back that you don't normally use, or you haven't used for a while. So this is going to be more fatiguing, and it's important to make sure that your technique is correct and maintains its strength through this period and doesn't revert back to what it was. So lowering your arrow volume will help with this. Now, you can also make sure that you start each session in your activation stage of your warm-up. So if you don't do a warm-up currently, make sure you check out this video. But in this activation stage, you want to do specific exercises to help pattern what you want to do in your training. So in this example where you want to use the lower muscles of your back, pattern the correct shoulder movement and scapular movement, some brilliant exercises to do would just be general internal and external rotation. That's a good starter one anyway for everyone. And then specifically here, wall pushes are good, and then wall angels are really great for this. So I'll put all the exercises above, but particularly here, definitely include wall angels in your activation stage of your warm-up, and this will help you feel the correct movement of the scapula as well. Now in terms of the actual session, I would start with 50 of the shot trainer draw-ups with the band. So this is just with a light band and with a shot trainer on your elbow. So you're removing, the arm element here. And you basically just do the draw-ups here, focusing on keeping the shoulder in a neutral position and not letting it pull out of the socket and be high, and then using the video delay feedback behind you to see the position of the scapula and the shoulders at full draw as well. And you can see the movement here. So I would do 50 reps with that, so 10 reps, 5 sets, with the shot trainer on your elbow, just with the band. This is still kind of part of your warm-up for your session and patterning the correct movement. Then I would do the same thing with the TheraBand here, again, but with your fingers. So take the shot trainer off and just use your fingers, and then work on the same thing exactly again with the video delay feedback. Then I would move to blank boss. So we're saying that you're perhaps in this example doing 150 arrows a day. I would do 2/3 of your shooting at blank boss. So I would start by doing 50 arrows at blank boss, then 50 arrows at 30 meters, and then 50 arrows at blank boss. Keeping the distance low here, keeping the distance to 30 meters really helps to keep the posture, because it's a lot easier than at 70 meters, and it will help you learn to relieve some of the tension in the upper neck as well and the traps. So 2/3 of your volume at blank boss, and just having the 30-meter session in the middle there to kind of test you and challenge you a bit. Now, during all your shooting here, I would make sure you use the video delay for close blank boss, for the band work, for 30 meters, as I said before, for everything. And then also on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I would make sure that you do one of your close blank boss sessions. Doesn't matter if it's the first one or the last one. I would do one of these with your eyes shut. So obviously make sure you're close enough so that you're not going to miss the target or anything. But shutting your eyes can really help increase the feeling of what you're doing and help you get a little bit more feedback. So you would shoot with your eyes shut and then check the feedback on the video as well to really get a sense of the feeling here. So on Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, I would then do sessions specifically focusing on the movement of the elbow and the expansion phase of the shot. So I would do this by doing the hand along the neck drill and the arrow in the elbow drill. So I'll just put those, the hand along the neck and the arrow in the elbow. So basically during one close blank boss session during these days, so again Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, maybe in the first blank boss session, I would do alternate ends of these two drills. So the first end, you would basically do the hand along the neck drill. So before every shot, you would come up and do the hand along the neck drill, feeling the movement after the shot of the, the shoulder and the scapula and the hand. Then you would shoot the shot. Then you would do the drill again and shoot the shot. And you can use the video delay with this as well. Then the next end, you would go and do the same shooting, but you would use the arrow in the elbow device for your shot, and you would just shoot the end with the arrow in the elbow device, still using the video delay. Do that in your first close blank boss session, and then do that on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and this is to improve the movement and the direction of the release, keep it closer to the neck, and then also to facilitate the correct use of the lower muscles of the back and the correct expansion movement through the shot as well. Now, one other thing to include in your sessions is bow training, and this will really help with the specific strength element of why the shoulders were tense in the first place. So I'd recommend doing shot trainer bow training, which is just holding the bow at full draw with the shot trainer and really focusing on the position of the scapula. So I would do this 3 times a week. So I would do this probably on Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, just to give yourself a little bit of extra rest at the end of the week there. So Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and I would do 20-second hold with 40-second rest, 6 reps, 3 sets, and I would have 2-minute rest between the sets. So I do this again with the video delay feedback, and you must make sure that you're using the lower muscles of the back. There's not tension in the upper traps, as as that's the key area we're working on. And if there's any pain or anything, that you stop. So you need to gradually build up to this. The starting recommendation here is just a recommendation, and you need to work out what you can do. Ideally, you would start doing this bow training with a light bow and then increase the poundage. If you haven't got a light bow, you can just reduce the time that you're holding and increase the rest time. So here I've said 20-second hold, 40-second rest. Maybe to start with, you need to do a 10-second hold and a 50-second rest. And then in a few weeks, you increase it to a 15-second hold and a 45-second rest. So you can work on it like this. But this bow training will really help you develop that feeling. And when you make sure with the video delay that your technique is correct during the bow training, this will strengthen the correct muscles, rather than if you just do the bow training and muscle through it using the incorrect muscles, there's basically no point, because you're just training the wrong muscles, and you'll just make your upper trap stronger, and it'll be more likely that you'll continue doing this wrong technique. So this is really, really important to get right on every single session. Now, the final point here is, after a period, you want to kind of wean yourself off using the video feedback. So I would use video feedback on every session for 3 weeks, and then after that, every week I would take a day away from the video feedback. So imagine you're shooting 6 days a week, use the video feedback on every day, every session for 3 weeks. Then on the 4th week, you would only use the video feedback for 5 days. And you still use it constantly for those 5 days, but you use it for 5 days, and try and put the session where you don't use the video feedback in the middle of the week. Then the next week you take away another day. Next week you take away another day, and so on. So by the time that you've got to week number 9, you're not reliant on the video feedback anymore, and you've pretty much fully learned this new patterning and this new feeling and corrected this part of the technique. So that has been a detailed overview of this technical feedback here. I hope that's been useful not only to the archer but to everyone else watching, and hopefully this can help you guys improve these areas of your technique as well. If you've got any questions about this at all, drop a comment below the video and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And as always, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. You can also get involved on social media, and I'll put my the Instagram and the Facebook links to Online Archery Academy below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.